Welcome everyone. In this video I discuss a tool called Podomatic. Podomatic is a free web-based tool that allows you to record audio directly into your web browser. This means that you do not need to download software to record audio. To begin, you need to create an account at podomatic.com. Once you have an account and log in, you'll be on the home page as you see here, and you should investigate some of these tabs. For example, the podcast tab has different categories for podcasts, and cities has different cities where people produce podcasts and share them. But when you're ready to make your own podcast, you go to Publish, Podcast, then select Create. Here begins the process. First, enter a title, and then you can provide a description here. Then save and continue. Next, you'll need to determine if you want to upload a file. Now this is something else Podomatic does, is that it allows you to upload an audio file that you've recorded and it'll store it for you. For example, if you use a tool called Audacity, which is a free download, you can upload the MP3 that you export to Podomatic, and then you'll be able to share it wherever you want to share it. But we want to record directly into our browser, so we select record using a microphone. And once you select that, you'll notice that it says record using a webcam or microphone. Make sure that you're using a USB microphone so that you can get the best quality. Before you start recording, check right here where it says mic and be sure that you see your USB device recognized. If not, you can click on change and then select this arrow for the drop down menu, and you would just simply select USB audio if it was not there. And then once you select it, choose close, choose allow, and now you're ready to record. The next thing you want to do is select record, and by this time you should already have a script, or you should have already practiced what you're going to say so that you have a nice smooth podcast. So now we can select record. It starts to record. You'll notice the timer start, and you'll notice your limits over here. To your left there's a meter that lets you know that you are being recorded. Now what you should do before you actually record something in its entirety is actually record maybe 10 seconds and then play it back. So if I stop here, I can play it before I move on, and if you hear anything that doesn't sound right, then you can fix it early. Whereas if you wait until, let's say you do a 5-minute podcast, then at the end of that 5 minutes, if the audio is not good, now you got to start all over. So be sure you check it out before you actually record. And all you have to do is click on record again and it'll start over. But once you have recorded, select save. On the next page you get to upload an image, and you should do this. So if you upload a photo, you just select upload photo, and notice you do have the option to enter an image with a URL. So if you save it somewhere else and you have the URL for it, you can enter it. For example, if you save it with Dropbox or with Picasa or something like that, get the URL, you can put it here and the image will appear. Otherwise you can upload from your computer, and here you just need to choose file. Notice that there's a limit of 600 by 600 pixels, so you make sure that you have that file size, and Podomatic will let you know if you have the wrong file size. So when you choose file, and let's say you select something that's too big, and actually that file wasn't too big, so if you do choose a file that's too big, it'll give you a message, and it'll give you an error message, so you'll need to go back and then put the correct file size. Now if you need to edit a picture that you have, then all you need to do is use a service like Photoshop, or you could use Photoshop Express, which is free, photoshopexpress.com. You can go there and create an account, upload pictures, and then you can edit them. And one of the things that you're allowed to do is to change the file size. So that'll help you out there. Or you could use something like GIMP as well. So any of those image editing softwares will let you reduce the file size if it's too big. And once you get to this page, you can give it a tag, and the tags will just help you organize the podcast if you were going to have multiple podcasts. You can also choose a filter. So if you were going to put this on iTunes and someone was going to search for it, you could put clean here. After you finish that, you click save and continue. And on this page you can just review everything There's a new feature here, adding chapters, but that's a pro feature. That means that you pay to have that feature, so you're just using the free account, so you can ignore that part. But everything else you can go through and see if everything is okay. So here I just type something, you see the description you typed, and if it's not quite what you wanted, you can always go back and change something. Here's the image that I uploaded, and then the same thing will happen for you once you upload your image, and the title will be here. Once you're satisfied with everything, you can click save and continue. If you want to change something, remember to click back, but we'll choose save and continue here. And at this point, it'll let you know that your episode is now publishing, and you just have to wait a few minutes. Sometimes it'll depend on your connection or the size of the file that you've created, but once it's ready, you'll be able to go back and get that, and you'll be able to share it, and we'll check out that momentarily. So after you've gone and got a Snickers bar, or you just went somewhere to wait for a few minutes, when you come back, you can click on home, and when you click on home, you'll see all the podcasts, and the newest one will be right here. So if you select this title, it'll take you to that podcast, and you'll notice that your picture shows up right beside your podcast, as it should. You can click pause to stop it, and then the next thing you'll need to do is to get the embed code. So if you go here to your right and click on embed, let me drag this bottom right corner to make this a little bigger. So this is the code we need to get. You can also change the color of this if you want to. So if purple is your favorite color, you can click on that and change the color. And when you're ready, select the text and then copy it. Control C if you're on a PC, Command C if you're on a Mac. That'll copy it. And now we'll take that code and embed it in a wikispace, and that's what I'll show you next. So now I'm on my wikispace, and I want to embed the recorder on my home page, so I'll just make sure I'm on home, and I have to scroll up a little bit and choose edit, and I want to remove this widget real quick. So place the cursor where you want the player to appear, then go to widget, other HTML. In this box, you want to paste the code that you copied, choose save, and then save again. So you can't see the player until you actually save. So once you save here, then you can see your player, and notice that your picture will show up right here, and I'll be able to select play to listen to what you create. And that's all you need to do to create an audio file in Podomatic, and then embed it somewhere where you want to distribute that particular recording.